Jason Minix, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along here on a Wednesday afternoon. And think about 48 hours from now, it's going to be almost kickoff at the Alamodome for that Conference USA Championship game. An incredible time for UTSA, not only with football, but they launched a campaign today trying to raise $70 million for more facilities there for that athletic department as they move into the American. And, you know, we talked about this several weeks ago with Dr. Lisa Campos when it was announced that UTSA was moving to the American, about some of the things that were in the works. As you move up, you've got to upgrade. And they announced that today. And Dr. Lisa Campos is joining us now, the UTSA Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics, the AD over there. Dr. Campos, appreciate the time. I know you have been a busy, busy woman.
It has been an exciting, but you're right, very busy semester. But hey, we'd rather be doing this than anything else.
I got the email this morning, the press release, what you guys are launching, and I'm reading through this. And I'm looking at all the different things. I'll ask you to kind of explain in detail a little bit more. And my first thought is, how do you do that with just $70 million?
Well, you know, we've priced some of these facilities out as you've described. What we're really looking at it's more than just the capital campaign, and it's also for our student athlete scholarships that are so important. But you know, we know that that $70 million is going to help us with these types of facilities, and that's something that, as you said, we've talked about. That's a major priority for us.
And again, I will say I was over a couple of weeks ago to the race center for the first time, and walking around that facility, it is incredible. There are no corners cut in that place, and it rivals. I've got a daughter that's about to graduate with her master's at Arizona State, and I was out there for Halloween and went through some of their facilities. And what you guys have at UTSA, that facility compares to what I saw at Arizona State. It is incredible what you've done there.
Absolutely. You know, that's something that we're really proud of, that it really does compare nationally with these big time programs. And we knew we had one shot at doing something like this for our student athletes, and we wanted to get it right. And I think everyone's very satisfied with the end product.
When you look at the $70 million that you're trying to raise with the new campaign, Bold Champions, a new era for UTSA athletics, you already have $30.5 million in commitments already. So it's nice to have a goal, and you've already got that much money already there. But I think it's important to also say this isn't just all football. I mean, you've got all the sports that are going to be covered as part of this, or not all of them, but several sports that are covered within this campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the Athletic Center of Excellence facility was something for all of our student athletes. And as we move forward, you know, we feel like football is in a really great position with their facilities, with the operations. We always want more, but we feel like they're in a really great position. And there's a lot of our other, particularly our women's sports, that we need to give some attention to from a facility standpoint. So this is very comprehensive, and it is to really continue elevating all of our 17 sport programs.
Dr. Lisa Campos joining us here on the Blitz. When I think about the projects, there is for football covering, but not an indoor facility, but a nice cover over one of those football fields, which is certainly going to help, especially on bad weather days or days where it's just ridiculously hot. To have that covered is nice, and just still one of those fields is going to be open air. But I look at the Park West Fieldhouse for soccer and track. I mean, you know, and seeing some of the photos that you guys have on the website or the drawings, it's all top notch. There again, you're not cutting any corners with these projects.
Absolutely. You know, we're again going to take advantage of this opportunity, and that's something that, you know, our soccer and track and field student athletes have been promised for years and years. When I first got here 4 years ago, you know, they asked me about this facility, and that's a priority. We have, from a gender equity perspective, from a student athlete support perspective, that's a priority project that we need to complete.
The other one is the basketball and volleyball training facility. Now, this is just a practice. This isn't for games, right?
That's correct. Yep. We recognize, as there's so much use in the Convocation Center between practices, university events, games, competitions, et cetera, that the more we grow, the more our volleyball and basketball student athletes need a place to practice. And we know that it's year round now for those sports and for many of the others. So to provide them a training facility where they can practice whenever they need to, working around class schedules, et cetera. And it's something that we want to attach to the Athletic Center of Excellence so that we're, again, creating a hub right there on that part of campus for our student athletes.
And it's incredible. Forgive me if I've missed something, but what about a new arena to actually play games in and replace the Convo?
You know what? That is definitely top of mind. We know that that's going to require probably a private-public partnership, and it's something that we've been talking about since I've been here, and it's something that's also needed. Absolutely.
I agree. That's why I said I saw all this, and I'm like, did they not do the Convo? Did I miss something? Are they building a newer? Because it's going to be a nicer practice facility than game facility. But I know, with everything that I've seen you doing, that is on the horizon. That's probably in meetings that you're not ready to talk about publicly then yet, right?
Right. Yeah. Again, it is top of mind. And we know, again, if it's a public-private partnership, just like you look at Austin, what they were able to do, it will necessitate a practice facility for basketball and volleyball, because when you make it public, that there's limited use, and there would be concerts and convocations and a lot of events in that new convocation center, which will again necessitate the need of a training facility for those sports.
Dr. Lisa Campos joining us here on the Blitz. Is I know you guys have to go raise money, and you'll go sit in the offices of people that can write big checks, but we have seen San Antonio rally in the last week and raise over $100,000 to get students to a football game. We know San Antonio wants to help. We know, UTSA right now is top of mind throughout this city, and we've seen it financially. What can people do to help you guys raise this money and get these facilities built?
Yeah, it's a great question. And, Jeff talks about all the time that there's ways that people can help in all sorts of different ways, that whether it's coming to a game, buying a season ticket, becoming a part of the Roadrunner Athletic Foundation or Roadrunner Athletic Fund club, to helping, put a name on a building, putting a name on a room for these facilities. That there is an opportunity for everybody in San Antonio to get involved, whether, again, that's through a six-figure, seven-figure gift to a $25 gift. That every penny matters. A lot of folks forget that when we build facilities, we have really no access to revenue tuition bonds. We have no access to PUF money. The facilities that we build really require public-private partnerships and private-private partnerships, and that's where the donations really come in.
And if people that are listening want to see the website, utsa.edu, and you'll be able to find this Bowl Champions campaign fund. And again, you've already got $30 million started, trying to raise that other 40 for these facilities, which look incredible. And I can tell you, if you go by the race facility, you'll see it's all top notch out there as UTSA continues to grow. And Friday night, Dr. Campos, in the national spotlight on national TV on CBS Sports Network, the first ever championship game in San Antonio. Can I ask where are we at right now with ticket sales for the game?
You know what? I just got that number. We are, and this is not including the students. We'll get a better sense on Friday night. We know a lot of students have claimed their tickets, but we are close to 30,000 already. So I anticipate, we still have another couple of days to sell, and with our students coming in, we're going to have a packed crowd in there for sure.
And so, because I know a lot of people are thinking more than that, I just want to explain from the student section. That doesn't include the student tickets, and they claim tickets, but then they have to come through the door. And by being at several games this year, we've had 10, 15,000 students at games, right? So if you're telling me 30,000 have been sold to the general public, is it fair to say we're expecting more than 50 in the Dome?
I hope we get to over 50. This is what we've dreamed of is for San Antonio. is to have a championship game here. And I think, again, I'm encouraging folks, buy your tickets early. We know we sometimes have a last minute crowd buying the day of the game. Buy your tickets early. Students, please come to the game. I have no doubt they're going to show up. But yeah, why sit? Let's go for 65. Why can't we get 65 in there?
I'm with you there. I want, when I was at the race facility, Dr. Campos, there's that big mural on the wall from the very first game, which had 56,000 and a crooked number. I want one more than that. I mean, this is a championship game in San Antonio. I hope Dr. Amy is letting all the students out so they can all go to the game. No, nobody with a 5:00 Friday class, which I'm sure there's somebody that likes that. But, and I was kind of hoping the mayor would say, look, if you're off work or go to the game, I hope employees say, if you've got tickets to the game, go. We're not going to charge you PTO because we need to pack the dome on Friday night.
Absolutely. And we're really fortunate. Friday is a study day for students. So, they need a break from studying, right? So what better break than to come to a football game and then they can, study before that and maybe study afterwards. But it's a great day for students that they're going to need a study break and no classes, just a study day. So I can't imagine not having a packed student section.
I hope you're there, and I'm with you. I mean, more than 50. I'd love to see 60. I think it's going to be incredible. Can I ask you a knucklehead question, Dr. Campos?
Sure.
Another one? Is that what you're saying? Another one?
Oh no, I said sure. No.
I mean, yeah, a serious knucklehead question, because people have asked me about this. You work so hard to host a championship game. And I understand this is a Conference USA game and it's not a UTSA home game. But if you're not playing it at a neutral site and you've worked to get home field advantage, why does the conference take over and do things like the PA guy has to sound neutral and some of the other stuff that is common at a home game, whether it's at UTSA or anywhere? You can't do that in your home building for a home championship game.
Yeah, it's pretty typical. It's not specific to Conference USA. It's very typical for any postseason game, whether it's an NCAA regional, whether it's a postseason conference championship. So it's nothing out of the usual. The real advantage is, again, getting 65,000 fans in the stadium and cheering their tails off. And our fans, I love Milton. He does such a great job, but our fans know when to cheer. They know when to get excited. We're going to, it's still going to be a electric atmosphere in there. And so again, not anything atypical of postseason championships.
I'm with you. You got home field, do it up. With 55, Milton Hope would be going nuts. They'd be going nuts, although we might disagree a little bit, Dr. Campos, on them knowing when to cheer, because if Frank Harris is on the field, the crowd needs to be quiet, right? When their quarterback when they break the huddle, get loud and get crazy when our defense is on the field. But if you see the UTSA offense on the field, that's when you got to be quiet.
That's right. We got football fans. They know how to do it. So I have all the confidence in our fans that they're going to cheer at the right times, and we're gonna make it an electric atmosphere in there.
It's going to be so much fun. Congratulations on all the success that you have spearheaded at UTSA this semester. This has been an incredible ride, and it's been fun to watch. I can imagine for you being on the inside of what's going on over there, not only with football, but with everything going on, including this new campaign that you guys announced today. Congratulations, and I know you're busy. Appreciate the time as always.
Thank you so much. I pinch myself every day and really couldn't do it without everyone in San Antonio and beyond support. So thank you to everybody.
Dr. Lisa Campos joining us here, the athletic director there at UTSA.